Confidence. Confidence in people, warned against. Let everyone beware of his neighbor, and do not trust any brother. For every brother is a supplanter, like Jacob, a deceiver, ready to grab his brother's heel, and every neighbor goes around as a slanderer. If you have raced with men on foot and they have tired you out, then how can you compete with horses? If you fall down in a land of peace where you feel secure, then how will you do among the lions in the flooded thicket beside the Jordan? For even your tribal brothers and the household of your father, even they have dealt treacherously and unfaithfully with you. Indeed, they are like a pack of hounds, howling after you. Do not believe them, although they may say kind words and promise you good things. The best of them is injurious like a briar. The most upright is prickly like a thorn hedge. The day of your watchman, that is, the time predicted by the prophets, and your punishment comes. Now shall be their confusion. Do not trust in a neighbor because of the moral corruption in the land. Do not have confidence in a friend. Guard the doors of your mouth from her who lies in your bosom. For the son dishonors the father and treats him contemptuously. The daughter rises up in hostility against her mother. The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the members of his own household. A wise man scales the city walls of the mighty and brings down the stronghold in which they have confidence. Like a broken tooth or an unsteady foot is confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble. I will reverse the fortunes of Egypt as I will that of Israel, and cause them to return to the land of Pathros, the land of their origin, and there they will be a lowly kingdom. It will be the lowliest of kingdoms, and it will never again exalt itself above the nations. I will diminish the Egyptians so that they will never again rule over the nations, and Egypt will never again have the confidence of the house of Israel. Their wickedness will be remembered when Israel looks toward them for help. Then they will know without any doubt that I am Yahweh God. Confidence in God. Is not your acknowledgement of God your confidence? And is not the integrity and uprightness of your ways your hope? By awesome and wondrous things you answer us in righteousness, O God of our salvation, you who were the trust and hope of all the ends of the earth and of the farthest sea. The Assyrian servant asked the king, what is the reason for this confidence that you have? For Yahweh God, the Holy One of Israel, has said this, in returning to me and rest, you shall be saved. In quietness and confident trust is your strength, but you are not willing. Thus says Yahweh God, when I gather the house of Israel from the nations among whom they are scattered, and I manifest my holiness in them in the sight of the nations, then they will live in their own land which I gave to my servant Jacob. They shall live in it securely, and they will build houses, plant vineyards, and live securely when I execute judgment on all those around them who despise them. Then they will know with clarity and confidence that I am Yahweh, their God. For we who are born again have been reborn from above, spiritually transformed, renewed, set apart for His purpose, and are the true circumcision, who worship in the Spirit of God, and glory and take pride and exult in Messiah Yeshua, and place no confidence in what we have or who we are in the flesh. But Messiah is faithful as a son over his Father's house, and we are his house if we hold fast our confidence and sense of triumph and our hope in Messiah. Though an army encamp against me, my heart will not fear. Though war arise against me, even in this I am confident. One thing have I asked of Yahweh, and that I will seek, that I may dwell in the house of Yahweh, in his presence all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty, the delightful loveliness and majestic grandeur of Yahweh, and to meditate in his temple. So then, being always filled with good courage and confident hope, and knowing that while we are at home in the body, we are absent from Yahweh, for we walk by faith, not by sight, living our lives in a manner consistent with our confident belief in God's promises. We are, as I was saying, of good courage and confident hope, and and prefer rather to be absent from the body and to be home with Yahweh. I am convinced and confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will continue to perfect and complete it until the day of Messiah Yeshua. To you belongs silence, the submissive wonder of reverence, and it burst into praise in Zion, O God. And to you the vow shall be performed, O you who hears prayer. To you all mankind comes. Wickedness and guilt prevail against me. Yet as for our transgressions, you forgive them, removing them from your sight. Blessed is the one whom you choose and bring near to dwell in your courts. We will be filled with the goodness of your house, your holy temple. By awesome and wondrous things you answer us in righteousness, O God of our salvation. You who are the trust and hope of all the ends of the earth and of the farthest sea. It is better to take refuge in Yahweh than to trust in man. It is better to take refuge in Yahweh than to trust in princes. For Yahweh will be your confidence, firm and strong, and will keep your foot from being caught in a trap. In the reverent acknowledgement of Yahweh there is strong confidence, and his children will always have a place of refuge. Preaching and proclaiming the kingdom of God and teaching about Adonai Yeshua HaMashiach with all openness and boldness, with all confidence, unhindered and unrestrained, in whom we have boldness and confident access through faith in him. That is, our faith gives us sufficient courage to freely and openly approach God through Messiah. For we believers have become partakers of Messiah, sharing in all that the Messiah has for us, if only we hold firm our newborn confidence, which originally led us to him until the end. Do not therefore fling away your fearless confidence, for it has a glorious and great reward. Now, little children, believers, dear ones, remain in him with unwavering faith, so that when he appears at his return, we may have perfect confidence and not be ashamed and shrink away from him at his coming. By this we will know without any doubt that we are of the truth, and will assure our hearts and quiet our conscience before him whenever our heart convicts us in guilt. For God is greater than our hearts, and he knows all things. Nothing is hid from him, because we are in his hands. Beloved, if our heart does not convict us of guilt, we have confidence, complete assurance, and boldness before God. This is the remarkable degree of confidence which we as believers are entitled to have before him, that if we ask anything according to his will, that is consistent with his plan and purpose, he hears us. And if we know for a fact, as indeed we do, that he hears us and listens to us in whatever we ask, we also know with settled and absolute knowledge that we have granted to us the request which we have asked from him.